if you're finding most timed missions to be fair and some unfair, then Sayath, I'm probably getting tired and mumbling. If you're finding some missions to be unfair, one thing you can do is just not attempt them. Like something that I found playing Legend when I came into the game was that some missions were very, very difficult and challenging, and so I crafted a strategy around missions which were not those. And those missions were like, if I'm far ahead in the game, I can do these. But in Long War 2, you don't have to do all the missions, so some missions are meant to be harder than others. And some of the missions, even at this point in the campaign where I've been doing pretty well, I don't think I have a death in this month. Some missions are just harder than others, and I'm not going to approach them. And I don't think there's a problem with that. There would be a problem if the only purpose it served was like to trick people into doing them until the people realized that they were too hard to attempt. But that's not the only purpose that it serves. It also serves the purpose of providing you with a varied difficulty in the missions, so that you can't always attempt all of them, and so that you have interesting decisions about which squad to send where, because they're not all the same. How does one hook a megaphone up to their speaker system? I usually have my stream turned up quite a lot, but I've been having trouble with OBS, and so I sort of audibled really quickly to XSplit, and I haven't got everything set up and working perfectly here yet, unfortunately. I'll turn my mic up a little bit more, maybe. The more I turn it up, the more likely it is that I'll accidentally forget that I don't have a noise threshold set and yell at you guys and deafen you all. So we gotta watch out for that. I think the easiest ways to do this are to get on the rooftop or to get behind the building. I like the idea of getting on the rooftop right now.
Confirmed. Heading to that location.
Huh. I sort of stopped liking that idea. This is a very light, so there is one more pod we haven't found yet. And I'm starting to wonder where it is, because there's not that much of the map left that we haven't seen. We have plenty of time and a charge of intervention, so we can... Ideally, we want to actually find that pod before we make a super committal move. These guys are after us, though. They're up to some line of play shenanigans. So maybe we don't have that luxury. I believe we've successfully gotten behind the building, though.
On my way.
Could have maybe turned Ghost Walker on before I made that move. They could be out here pretty easily.
Moving to designated position.
If you know what a pod's going to do between turns, it's a lot easier to exploit the move it's going to make. You guys want to know something really funny? So this mechanic is based off XCOM's Center of Mass, but it counts the gremlin as one of XCOM's soldiers and weights them all equally. So wherever I go, these guys are going to try to go to the point like two-thirds toward my specialist.
Closing on target position now.
You can potentially pull stuff away from your shinobi using that. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, Buck. What is the trap mission in Long War II like? The early large landed. Okay, well there are corollaries for both. The early large landed is pretty similar, I would say, to a supply raid detected early in the game with low expiration. In one of my earlier campaigns, I gave one of those a go with zero infiltration and was able to beat it, I think, with 2 deaths and 5 wounds or something, though.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
So, like, my campaign still ended shortly after. That's the other pod. But it was a really fun mission. And then the actual trap missions, I maybe shouldn't say, but there actually are
Position confirmed.
trap missions in this game, which are just straight up trap missions. But I don't know, I feel like you guys should find it out for yourselves and then die, because that's like sort of what this game's all about.
The advent network is almost entirely locked down. We're running out of time. Get to that terminal.
I've tried to give a lot of UI feedback for the group because there's not like a dedicated UI person, and I care a lot about UI. I actually like care on an ethical level about UI being good.
Get an evac in here.
And at some point I'm thinking that I will
This is Firebrand.
like
Status
post
request
UI
confirmed. Hold tight.
thoughts for like outside modders, but I'm not gonna do that yet.
Got it covered.
But some of the UI stuff is like pretty easy for a person like RoboJumper to do. RoboJumper's already done some UI stuff, which is really good to add to the game.
This is Firebrand. It's time to go.
Moving to position. We're near the objective. Commander, we have confirmation of the exposed access point.
Boombak.
I'll give it a shot.
Dated a girl who really liked Hanson once. It's a nice little thing. I think I already had one of those.
I'm in.
I wonder if those can stack until you're like just not paying intel anymore.
I'm on it.
I've been spotted. They have seen me.
Evac confirmed. Ready to boogie.
All surviving
I find these
XCOM
fun.
operatives are
I don't know.
secure. Firebrand returning to base.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
They're not free either. We saw me lose a shinobi on one earlier. We've seen plenty of them failed throughout the campaign. Wimbach. Animal Lock, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying the show.
They all go back smooth, Commander. Great work.
So we've decided that we're using Savior on specialists and Restoration, which I think is reasonable. Restoration's a very, very, very strong ability. Like a little bit absurd how strong it is. What am I doing now? I'm still waiting for stuff and things. I have to work out what my next tech is after Advent Robotics, actually. I was waiting 17 hours until this expired, right? Recruited Eastern US, contacted New Brazil. Never lucky Breezer. Alright, Breezer. Unfortunately, rookies recruited at this point have sort of missed the boat for this campaign, I think. So, I don't know how many of you guys remember me talking about how the retaliation is actually set up beforehand with an activity you can detect. So what happened there was I detected the activity, but there was so little time left before it expired that I couldn't really attempt it. And if that activity expires without you beating it, or you attempt it and fail it, you have a retaliation straight away. Interestingly, I think I could probably have launched that with a rookie and had the retaliation immediately instead of having to wait. In case like I had a team of soldiers sitting around and wanted them to go do something else and needed the retaliation to happen before they could leave. I'm pretty sure that would work. I don't see any reason that it wouldn't. Rangers are having a lot of trouble keeping up on missions like these. Did Deacon Ivory ever get Sprinter? He did. Does he still only have 13 mobility with Sprinter, or is that just like... I think he has 14 mobility now. Very proud of him. I think double Grenadier is fine. We're gonna have to put some new guns on people. My assault now gets a fancy mag weapon. Shard gun. Man. I remember vanilla shard guns. All I did in that game was beeline shard guns and then kill the entire game with like 3 rangers and a grenadier. What a wonderful game that was. Alright, so she wants AP rounds as well. You want to build a mag long rifle, build a mag cannon, mag pistol someday, but maybe not right now. Stutter mags. I'm guessing we need 4, and I'm too lazy to check if that's true or not. Alright, let's make some exciting guns. So I like advanced autoloader on the sniper. Eventually we're gonna just be like scope, autoloader, expanded magazine, but for now we're scope, autoloader, stock. You don't get any corpses from Retaliation's best beer. Like, you have to get out of the haven at the end of the retaliation, so no corpses are recovered. They're actually quite bad. I do not want to be dealing with retaliations at all. you do get some experience. One thing that I was able to pull off in this campaign was that I got a few retaliations right before I sent a squad to my first network tower, and that really helped them level up to be strong enough to take it on. But in general, I don't want retaliations to be happening. Next to Vanilla on Legend. I think the Grenadiers are more powerful once they get going, but you're more likely to lose early on before they can than if you go for Rangers. Rangers turn on a little bit faster. It's just my opinion. 21 dodge, oh my god. This guy's perks. Oh yeah, he can definitely get away with an offensive PCS. Hey, it's Ducky again. So Ducky, every single mission she has ever gone on, she is being gravely wounded. I exaggerate a lot, but not this time. It's actually true. Let's see if she can do better this time around. You guys may not know this because it's sort of hidden, but suppressors are actually sort of useful on this mission type. She's -2 dodge. They... I think advanced defense so they don't shoot at her. They actually reduce the range at which your weapons can be heard. So pods are less likely to be alerted toward you. Although I think everything starts on yellow alert in these, so it doesn't actually matter. I'm a triple ranger guy for vanilla, personally. But I certainly dabble in grenadiers as well. Resilience, hard target. Oh my god, this soldier is absolutely unkillable in every way. You just put advanced agility on him. So he has 22 dodge. He has resilience, -50 penalty to crit hit chances, up to 50 extra dodge. So something's gonna have like -20% chance to crit against him while he has 72 dodge. Things just aren't able to hit him. It's just not possible.
In position for deployment.
Give her the deployable closet. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll just stick Ducky in a closet somewhere on the map.
The aliens just hit one of the resistance.
Digger. Digger.
We're going in to secure the site.
Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Welcome.